So, our topic is all about the 3 Newton's law of motion. So, before we will proceed, who will give me or who has an idea regarding the 3 laws of motion? Yes? What are the 3 laws of motion? Any idea? Okay, yes, Max, Martin.
Ma'am, it's all about force, mass, and acceleration.
Okay, so when we say Newton's law of motion, that's the relationship. Okay, very good, Matt. Between force, motion, and acceleration. Okay, how about the others? Okay, yes, Christiana Charis.
Ma'am, yung first law of motion po, ma'am, is inertia po.
Okay, very good. The first law of motion is the law of inertia. How about the second law of motion?
Ma'am, law
Yes,
of acceleration.
Yes, Faith? Guillermo?
Ma'am, law of motion of acceleration po.
Okay, the law of acceleration. Thank you. And how about the third law of motion? Okay, so give chance to other. Ayan, Matt, Christiana. Okay, so ladies first. Sige, Christiana Charis. Third law.
Ma'am, yung third law po of motion is the law of interaction po.
Okay, thank you. So that's the law of interaction. Ayan, very good naman kayo. Talagang nag-advance reading kayo sa lesson natin ngayon. Okay, so let's proceed. So, again, the 3 laws of motion describe, yun nga sabi ng isang classmate natin kanina, it describes the relationship between the motion of an object and the force acting on it. Okay, so that focuses our laws of motion. So, do you know that person, that teacher? Sino siya? Yes, Isaiah. Agpalo. Okay, Isaiah. Who's in the picture? Nawala si Isaiah. Siguro medyo nagkaroon ng internet connection problem. So, let's see. Isaiah, andyan na siya. Yes, anak. So, that's it. That is Sir Isaac. Very good, Isaiah. So, that is Sir Isaac Newton. Okay, so Sir Isaac Newton was the first to compile the laws of motion through his mathematical principles of natural philosophy that was published in 1687. Okay, siya pala yung may work kay 3 laws of motion. So Newton used them to explain and investigate the motion of many physical objects and systems when which laid the foundation for Newtonian mechanics. Ayan, so that is Sir Isaac Newton. Kaya nga siya tinawag na Newton's 3 laws of motion. Okay. So, again, let's review. We have here the first law of motion, the law of inertia. Second is the law of acceleration. And the third is the law of interaction. Okay. So, let's have the first law of motion muna. Law of inertia. So, who wants to read this? So, we will have a simple review regarding mass. Ano kayang kinalaman ni mass kay law of inertia? So, we will find out later. Okay, yes, Patricia. Okay, will you read?
Ma'am, mass is a measure of amount of matter in an object po, and it is measured in kilograms po.
Okay, thank you, Patricia. So, when we say mass, that's the measure of the amount of matter. And take note that mass is constant. When we say constant, hindi siya nagbabago. Okay, let's say you are 40 kilogram. Kasi the unit, the SI unit for mass is in kilogram, right? Okay, so ang bigat natin dito sa Earth, let's say, nandito tayo sa Earth, I am 40 kilogram. So when I will go to the moon, moon talaga, no? Or other universal bodies, okay, my mass will remain 40 kilograms. Ma'am, pero bakit ma'am yung mga pumupunta sa moon, parang gumagaan sila? Okay, so ano ba yung nagbabago pagdating mo na sa moon? Is it your mass? Okay, yes, Christiana?
Ma'am, it's the gravity po.
Okay, it's the gravity has something to do with it. Okay, so when our mass, okay, in relationship to the gravity, anong tawag natin doon? Anong pwedeng magbago na kapag meron na tayong gravity pa na in-add doon or minultiply doon sa ating mass? Okay, yes, Matt?
Ma'am, weight.
Okay, very good. Matt, that is weight. So, ang nagbabago actually is our weight. Because when we will get, okay, the product of our weight or the result of our weight, that is the mass multiplied to the gravity or acceleration due to gravity. So, pag 40 kilogram tayo dito sa Earth, pagdating natin sa Moon, 40 kilogram pa rin ang mass natin. So, constant. Pero ano yung magbabago? Okay. So, our acceleration due to gravity of the Earth is equivalent to 9.8. Sabi, round off na lang natin. Gawin natin 10. So, 40 times 10, ang weight natin dito sa Earth is 400. More or less, 400 yan. Newton. Okay. Pero pagdating na natin sa Moon, hindi na tayo 400 Newton. Our weight will decrease or increase. It depends on the acceleration due to gravity of the moon. So, mas maliit yung acceleration due to gravity of the moon, kaya ang weight natin sa moon mas maliit din. Kaya feeling natin, ma'am, parang gaan-gaan ng mga tao sa moon, lumulutang sila. Yan, because of the small gravitational pull of the moon. Okay, so any question regarding mass and weight? Ni-review lang natin yan kasi may kinalaman yan kay inertia. Okay, so let us proceed. Ayan, so when we say inertia, every object has inertia. Even the lightest object, yung pinakamagaan, meron pa rin niyang inertia. So when we say inertia, that's a property that resists motion. The property of an object to resist in motion. Okay, inertia, the amount of inertia an object has depends on its mass, which is roughly the amount of material present in the object. Okay, so mass is a measure of inertia of an object. So here, if you look on our example, we have here an elephant, okay, and a man, okay. So we will say, which of them has a greater mass? Kung titignan natin yung picture. Okay, yes, Cecil.
Ma'am, yung elephant po.
Okay, yes. So, elephant has a greater mass than the man. Right? Therefore, elephant has more inertia than a human. Okay? Ray, paki-off muna yung ating microphone. I-mute natin siya. Ayan. Okay. So, here, if you look at that, elephant, so let's go back. Elephant has a bigger mass. Therefore, elephant has more inertia than a human. It means that it is harder to change an elephant's motion than human's motion. Okay. So, the higher the mass, we will sum it up. The higher the mass, the greater or the higher the inertia. So, they are directly proportional. The lighter the mass, the smaller the inertia. Okay, yan. So, they are directly proportional. Ibig sabihin lang, mas mahirap pagalawin or itulak yung elephant kesa dun sa human. Okay, another example. Let's say a dump truck and a bicycle. Okay, which of these has
Ma'am,
the
late ako,
greater
sorry.
mass? Okay lang anak, at least pumasok ka. No worries. Okay, ulitin natin. Let's say we have a dump truck and a bicycle. Which of them has greater mass? Okay, other hands please.
Hindi ko marinig masyado.
Lakasan mo yung, anak, lakasan mo yung iyong volume para marinig mo. Okay, other hands, please. So, dun sa example natin, tatagalog natin, may dump truck tayo, may bisikleta tayo. Sinong mas mabigat sa kanila? Okay, other
Ma'am,
hands,
yung dump
please.
truck.
Okay, Jansil, yung dump truck. Very good. So, therefore, dump truck has a greater inertia. Kasi nga, mas mataas yung kanyang mass. So, kung titignan natin, imagine natin, yung sarili natin, parehas silang nakapark. Pag itutulak natin sila, sinong mas madaling itulak?
Ma'am, yung bicycle.
Correct, yung bicycle, Jansil. Okay, sinong mas mahirap itulak?
Ma'am, yung dump truck. Ma'am,
Okay,
yung dump
Lance,
truck.
yung dump truck. Ayan. Correct. So that is what we call inertia. Our property to resist motion. So pag mas mataas yung mass natin, mas mataas yung resistance natin to move. Okay? So any question regarding inertia?
Ma'am, wala na po.
Okay, so let's proceed. So therefore, when we say law of inertia, an object, it states that an object that is at rest will remain at rest, and an object in motion will remain in motion unless acted upon by an unbalanced force. So in Tagalog, yung mga object daw na nakahinto, mananatiling nakahinto yung mga yon unless merong unbalanced force. Okay, na pwedeng may act sa kanila. Okay, let's say yung bicycle, di ba? Atras siya. Pero dahil you acted a force on it, unbalanced force on it, okay, napagalaw mo siya. Okay, now, when we say unbalanced force, is it bigger force or smaller force dapat para mapagalaw mo yung object na at rest? Anong kailangan mong force? Is it bigger than the force of that object at rest or smaller than the object at rest? Okay, Christiana.
Ma'am, smaller po.
Is it smaller? Let's say, ang nagtulak lang doon ay yung copy nyo. Maliit lang. Okay? Anong kailangan mong force? Okay, very good. Dapat yung bigger force. Kaya nga siya tinawag na unbalanced force because the force of that object, okay, para mapagalaw mo siya, must be unbalanced. Okay, so smaller force yung object at rest, dapat yung unbalanced force mo is higher. Okay, yan. So an object that is at rest will remain at rest. And an object in motion will remain in motion unless acted upon by an unbalanced force. But take note of this unbalanced force. It must be higher than the force of the object. Kaya, para siya ay gumalaw or mag-change ng direction. Pero kapag same ang force, okay, balance force ang inak natin. Let's say, parehas kayo ng force. Will the object move? Same force? Yes, Matt?
No, it will not.
No, it will not move. How about the moving object? Will it stop pag same ang force?
Yes, ma'am.
It will stop? Mag-stop ba siya pag same ang force? Or it will remain in motion? It will? Yes. Okay, ulitin natin question natin. Will the object in motion will change its motion when you acted the same force on it? Mag-move ba siya, Christiana?
Hindi po, ma'am. Kasi po same lang po sila ng motion.
Okay.
I mean, force.
Same sila ng force. Very good. So, they will not move. They will not change direction unless you acted an unbalanced force. But take note of this unbalanced force. Is it bigger or higher than the force of the object? It must be
Ma'am, higher.
higher or greater or bigger. Ayan, dapat mas malaki. Okay, para siya ay mapagalaw. Okay, so let's proceed. So let's have the second law of motion. That's the law of acceleration. So it states that when a net force acts on a body, it will be accelerated in the direction of the force. The acceleration is directly proportional to the force. Stop muna tayo dyan. The acceleration is directly proportional to the force. So what do we mean about directly proportional again? Pag sinabi natin directly proportional, anong ibig sabihin nun? Okay. Parehas. Okay, kung tataas yung isa, tataas din yung isa. Kung babagal yung isa, babagal din yung isa. So that's it. That is what we call directly proportional. Example. Okay. Imagine yourself that you are riding a bicycle. If you exert a lesser force, okay, sa pagpedal, okay, doon sa bicycle natin, lesser force, okay, what will happen to your acceleration? Mabilis ba o mabagal? Yes, Cecil?
Ma'am, babagal po.
Mabagal. So, the lower the force, the slower the acceleration. That is what we call directly proportional. And what if may nakita kang aso, habulin ka na. So you exert a bigger force sa pagpedal doon sa bicycle mo. What will happen to your acceleration kapag mas mataas yung force na in-exert mo? Okay, may bago akong nakita dito. John Ray, what will happen to your acceleration if you exert a bigger force? John Ray?
Ma'am, mabilis po.
Okay, mas mabilis yung motion mo. So that is what we call directly proportional. Acceleration is directly proportional to the force that you exerted. Okay? The higher the force, the faster the acceleration. The lower the force, the slower the acceleration. Next, okay, the other one. Furthermore, the acceleration is inversely proportional to the mass of the body. So when we say inversely proportional naman, magkabaliktad naman sila. Acceleration is inversely proportional to the mass naman. Okay, let's have a situation again. Okay, imagine yourself, situation number 1. Imagine yourself, you are riding a bicycle. Same force. Okay. Ngayon, nakita mo yung friend mo, naglalakad lang. Okay, naawa ka naman kasi ang layo ng nilakad niya. So, inangkas mo siya doon sa bicycle mo, exerting the same force sa pagpedal. Okay? The same force sa pagpedal. So, what happened to your acceleration? Noong mag-isa mo pa lang, compare nung may angkas ka na. Okay? Ayan, ang daming nagre-recite. Pero, let's give chance to others. Okay, tignan natin kung sino yung mga the same person. Ayun, si Edvi. Edvi ba yun? Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes.
mas babagal ng konti.
Mas mabagal ng konti kapag?
May angkas, ma'am.
Okay, very good. So, dito naman, constant yung force natin. Samantalang dun sa una, constant yung mass natin. Okay, yan. So, the same force lang naman yung in-exert mo sa pagpedal, pero nung nadagdagan na ng mass, okay, dahil nga inangkas mo na si best friend, bumagal na yung ating acceleration. Tapos si best friend pala, mayroon pang dala-dalang isang kaban na bigas. Okay. So what will happen now to your acceleration for that? Ha? Same force pa rin naman yung ine-exert natin. May angkas ka ng kaibigan mo, si kaibigan, nakahawak pa ng isang kaban na bigas. What will happen to your acceleration?
Ma'am, mabagal.
Okay, mas lalo nang bumagal.
Bumagal.
So that is, yes, so that is what acceleration is inversely proportional to the mass. So pag greater ang mass, is lower, mas mabagal yung ating acceleration. Kapag lower yung mass, lighter yung mass, mas mabilis yung ating acceleration. Okay, so that is what we call law of acceleration. So any question?
None, ma'am.
Okay, naintindihan?
Yes po.
Okay, yan.
Yes po.
So, again, law of acceleration states that when a net force acts on a body, it will be accelerated in the direction of the force. Take note that acceleration is directly proportional to the force and inversely proportional to the mass of the body. Okay, next. Yan. So, acceleration is when the motion of object changes. Once na may nag-change, either bumilis siya, bumagal siya, or nag-iba siya ng direction, that is acceleration. Pero pag sinabi natin, ma'am, the bicycle is traveling in a straight line with the same acceleration. Parehas lang yung bilis niya. Okay, same velocity. May acceleration ba yon? Kahit napakalayo ng kanyang nilakbay, kapag ang kanyang direction lang is straight, same ang kanyang bilis, walang acceleration doon. So take note that acceleration is when the motion of an object changes. Bumilis, bumagal, nag-change siya ng direction, may acceleration doon. Pero kapag hindi siya bumilis, hindi siya bumagal, hindi siya nag-change ng direction, kahit gaano pa kalayo, yung kanyang nilakbay, there will be no acceleration. Okay? So, Newton's second law of motion can be used to calculate acceleration. Ito na, magko-compute na tayo. Okay, for example, suppose you pull a 10 kilogram sled so that the net force on the sled is 5 Newton. The acceleration can be found as follows. But before we will proceed to that, okay, let me discuss to you, okay, yung ating fundamental formula. Okay, ito kasi yung ating fundamental formula. F is equal to mass times acceleration. Ayan. But in that case, sabi niya dyan, okay, what will be the acceleration of a 10 kilogram mass? Okay, the acceleration, then the net force is 5 Newton. Okay, kahit na anong mga formula, gagamitin natin yung triangle method, pero ito ay applicable lang kapag division tsaka multiplication yung kanyang operation. So gagamitin natin yung triangle method para later on alam nyo na agad yung kung sino yung pagmumultiply nyo, sino yung i-divide nyo. So yung triangle method. Yung nasa baba, pag magkatabi sila guys, ibig sabihin, ang operation na gagamitin nyo ay multiplication. Kapag yung isa nasa taas, yung isa nasa baba, ang gagamitin yung operation ay division. Okay, so if that's the case, nasa taas si F, si M nasa baba. Ayan. So, F is equal to mass times acceleration or multiply with acceleration. Ganon. Okay. So, saan yan nakuha, ma'am? Dito naman sa, dun sa problem natin, ang equation natin is acceleration is equal to force divided by mass. Saan yan nakuha? Take note. Ano daw yung hinahanap natin? Bakit ganyan yung formula? Diba acceleration? So, ano yung naiwan sa triangle method natin? F at saka M. So, anong equation ang gagawin natin? Division. Okay, so nakita nyo yun? Also, if acceleration is unknown, therefore, acceleration is equal to force divided by mass. Okay, so yan. Yan yung gamit ng ating triangle method. Mas madali kasi nating malaman kung sino yung i-divide natin, sino yung i-multiply natin. Okay. So if that's the case, the given are 5 Newton. Take note. Bakit, ma'am, bakit nasa taas si N, si 5 Newton? Kasi siya yung given na force. Okay, the SI unit of force is Newton. So, isa-substitute lang natin. So, F is equivalent to 5 Newton. Nasa baba si 10 kilogram because mass dapat yung nasa baba natin. And the SI unit for mass is 10 kilogram. So, if we're going to divide that, 5 divided by 10, that is 0.5. Ma'am, bakit kilogram meter per second square na siya? Ito yan. So, take note that 1 Newton. So, dito na ako magsusulat. Ang equivalent kasi niyan is 1 kilogram point meter per second squared. Okay, yan kasi siya. So, since Newton, so Newton yon, so ika-cancel lang natin. Kilogram, cancel, kilogram, cancel. So, ano yung naiwan dito sa ating unit? Meter per second squared. So that's the unit for acceleration. Okay, so any question?
Ma'am, wala na po.
Wala po, ma'am.
Okay, so nakita nyo kung bakit ganun yung formula niya, bakit siya naging A is equivalent to FM at naging meter per second squared yung unit? Nagets niya na? Samat.
Yes,
Yes
ma'am.
po.
Yes, samat kasi ginagamit nyo rin yan. Okay, so let's proceed. Okay, ayan. So take note of that. That's our fundamental formula. F is equivalent to mass times acceleration. Wherein, acceleration is unknown dun sa ating previous na problem kanina. Kapag nawawala si acceleration, ayan. So, ganyan din nangyari yan. Ito naman yung pinaka-long method natin. Yung kanina kasi, yun yung parang short method natin. So, kung gusto nyong malaman kung bakit ma'am ganon, ayan. So, from the fundamental formula, kung sino yung kasama ng unknown, i-divide natin sa kanya. So, ang kasama ni A is si M. So, divide natin both sides with M. Then, cancel, cancel. Therefore, A now is equivalent to F over M. That's the long method. Okay, what if naman? Mass is unknown. Ayun. Dun sa triangle method natin, alam na kasi natin, di ba? Ma'am, pag mass is unknown, that is F divided by A. Right? Okay, so saan galing yon? So, that's the long method. Sinong kasama ni unknown? Si A. So, divide both sides with A. So, cancel natin. Cancel. Therefore, M is equivalent to force divided by A. Madali lang. Multiply, then divide lang naman tayo. Okay, next. Let's have this first problem. Okay, who wants to read? Okay, Christiana.
How much force is needed to accelerate a 1,400 kilogram car 2 mass per second squared? Mass po ba
Okay.
yan, ma'am?
A meter yan. Meter, 2 meter per second squared. Okay. So, from that sample problem, the given R, okay, mass. So, M, that is, okay, mass. Ito. Mass. Yan. Mass yan. Mass. So, the given mass is 1,400 kilogram. Bakit alam mo, ma'am, na mass yan? Makikita natin yan sa kanilang unit agad. Pag kilogram ang unit niya, automatic, that is mass. Kapag meter per second, yung kanyang unit, automatic, para yan kay acceleration. Kapag force naman yan, ang kanyang unit is Newton. Okay? Ayan. So, tandaan nyo yung mga units kasi dyan tayong minsan nagkakamali. Pinipilit natin yung hindi naman para sa kanya. Okay? Lahat tayo may ka-forever. So, si mass, ang ka-forever niya is si kilogram. Pwedeng kilogram, gram. Yan. Si acceleration naman, meter per second squared or kilometer per hour squared. Ganyan. Si force naman, Newton or kilogram, point meter per second squared. So, take note of their units. So, ano daw yung unknown natin dun sa problem natin? Force is equal to unknown or question mark. Kasi yan pa nga lang yung hinahanap natin. So, the formula will be, since force ang hinahanap natin, that's mass times acceleration. Okay, so ang equation natin, let's substitute. The given mass is 1,400 kilogram and the given acceleration is 2 meter per second squared. So what must be our force? So I will give you 30 seconds to compute. Then afterwards, sabihin nyo, ay, ang galing. Wala pang 30 seconds, nakasagot na si Matt. Yes, Matt. What will be the answer?
Ma'am, 2,800 Newton.
Okay, 2,800 Newton. Sige, check natin math. Very good. So the answer will be 2,800 Newton. So, paano natin nakuha yan math ulit?
Ma'am, ita-times po yung mass at acceleration, which is 1,400 kilogram at 2 meter per second squared.
Very good. Okay, so that is how we compute for force. Okay, next. Sample problem number 2. Who wants to read? Okay, Patricia, go. Go,
A
Patricia.
70 Newton of force accelerate a 6.2 kilogram mass by 8 meter per second. What would be the acceleration?
Okay, dito kasi parang, ma'am, bakit ganun ang gulo-gulo ng problem? May tatlong given. Acceleration lang naman yung hinahanap. Okay, wag kayong malilito doon. So, minsan kasi doon sa mga sample problem, madaming mga given na pampagulo lang, pampalito lang. But take note, I stick on the unknown para alam mo kung sino lang sa kanila ang kukunin mo para doon sa iyong formula. Okay? So, kung makikita natin, may 70 Newton tayo dyan, 8 meter per second, then 6.2 kilogram. So, which of this quantity is the force? Anong given force natin?
Ma'am, 70 Newton.
Correct. How about yung ating mass?
6.2 kilogram po.
Correct. And our acceleration?
Ma'am, 8 meter per second squared.
Correct. Pero, sabi niya dyan, okay, ang hinahanap lang natin is si acceleration. So, hindi natin gagamitin si acceleration kahit nandun siya sa problem. Okay? So, our given will be mass 6.2 kilogram, then the force is 70 Newton. Ang unknown natin, acceleration. Okay. Small letter si A. Take note of that. Ma'am, bakit si F naka-big letter, si M naka-small, si A naka-small? Kasi di ba sa mga symbols, importante yan. Once na binig letter kasi natin si A, hindi na siya acceleration. Sino na siya? Area. Diba? A, area. Area ng square, area ng rectangle, yun ang ibig sabihin nun. Okay? So, next. So, ang formula natin for A is force divided by mass. Okay? So, I will give you 30 seconds to compute for the acceleration. Sige nga, try nyo nga ito. Sagutan nyo nga. Usiman, si Pia, one more. Sino pa? Other hands, please. Napaka-active ng mga to. Sige. Sige, tignan natin. Sino pa yung hindi natawag masyado? Ayan, si John Simon. Okay, go John Simon. Try mo nga yung problem.
Ma'am, 11.29 meter per second squared.
11.29,
29, ma'am.
Okay, paano mo nakuha si 11.29 meter per second square? Simon.
Ma'am, dinivide ko po ma'am yung net force tsaka yung mass niya po.
Okay, dinivide niya yung net force tsaka mass. So, let's see if your answer is correct, Simon. Okay, 70, correct, divided by 6.2 kilogram. So, that will be 11.29 or with 0 pa sa last. Okay lang yun kasi parang wala na lang din naman si 0 dyan. Okay, pag i-round off natin siya. Correct. So, that will be 11.29 or 290 meter per second squared. Very good, Simon. Okay, next. Let's have problem. Ayan. So, bakit siya ulit, ang unit niya is 11 meter per second squared na lang. So, take note of that. Okay, 1 Newton is equivalent to kilogram, point meter per second squared. And mass is kilogram. So, Cancel natin si kilogram sa taas, saka sa baba, anong natira? That's meter per second squared. Okay, so that will be the unit for acceleration. Now, this time, okay, gawin nyo yan in 1 minute. Kaya ba ng 1 minute? Para ang bilis naman. In 1 minute, okay, find the given, unknown, formula, solution, and answer. Uy, ang bilis ni Matt. Ang galing naman ni Matt. Pero give chance to other Matt. Okay, nakadami ka na. Very good for that. O, bigyan natin ng chance yung iba. Sige, we'll give you 1 minute to find for the given, unknown, formula, solution, and answer for problem number 3. Okay, so tignan natin. Uy, very good. Andito na naman si John. Andito na naman si Christiana na nagre-raise ng hand. Pero bigyan natin ng chance yung iba na hindi pa nakapag-recite. Okay? Sige. No need to use calculator naman, di ba? Maliliit lang yung mga quantities na binigay ko. Yung mga digits. 1 digit lang. 1 to 2 digits lang. Okay? Ayan. So, 40 seconds left. Isaiah. Oh, hindi ko. Oh, may bago akong nakitang name. Si Isaiah, nakapag-recite na rin kanina. Okay. Si Pia, nakapag-recite na din. Sige. Ayun, may nakita akong bago na name. Very good. 30 seconds left. Okay, 30. Hala, sorry, number 2. Sabi niya dito, sample problem number 3. Ha? Huwag niyo nang pansinin si 2 dyan. Okay. Okay, 20 seconds left. Ten seconds left. Okay, time is up. Okay, so yung mga nag-solve sa kanilang mga paper, i-check nyo kung tama yung mga sagot nyo. Okay, Robbie, what are the given and unknown? Robbie? Are you there, Robbie?
Ma'am, force po tapos acceleration yung given.
Okay, force. What is force, Robbie? What's the what is the value of force?
Ma'am, 35 Newton.
Correct. And the value of acceleration?
Ma'am, 5 meter per second.
Anong value niya? Okay. Ano yung hinahanap natin, Robbie?
Ma'am, yung mass po.
Okay, correct. Next, Nicole. Okay, Nicole. Okay, Nicole. Ano yung ating formula in finding acceleration? Hello, Nicole. Nicole, are you there? Andyan ka pa ba, Nicole? Hello, Nicole. Okay, dahil dyan, sasaluhin ka ni Krizia. Krizia, what is the formula in finding mass?
Mass equals force over acceleration po.
Okay, so mass is equivalent to force divided by acceleration. Then let's substitute. Okay, so that will be 35 Newton divided by 5 meter per second squared. Then, Isaiah, okay, Isaiah, what will be the answer? Okay. Ayan, bumalik na si Nicole. O, sige, Isaiah. Check mo na lang kung tama yung sagot mo. Go, Nicole. What will be the answer, Nicole?
Ma'am, 7 kilogram po.
7, ilan?
7 kilogram po.
Okay, let's see. 7 kilogram. Very good, Nicole. So, 7 kilogram. Bakit kilogram yung unit niya? Take note again. Yan. So, cancel natin yung meter per second squared. Cancel. Ano yung natira? Kilogram. Okay. So, that is how we compute for force, mass, and acceleration under the second law of motion. So, actually, dapat ang i-compute lang natin dyan is acceleration. Pero, binigyan ko na rin kayo ng example on how to compute for force and mass. Para at least if you encounter that later on, madali na lang ninyong masagutan. Okay, so very good, guys. Next, let us now proceed with the law of interaction, the last law. Okay, yes, Christiana, any question? Ma'am?
Wala po. Na-erase ko lang po yung hand ko.
Okay. Akala ko may question. Kinabahan ako doon. Okay, let's proceed. So, we have here the last law, the law of interaction. Okay, who wants to read? Other than Pia. Sila, siguro mahina internet ng iba. Sige, go Pia. Pia
Another way of saying this is for every action, there is an equal but opposite reaction. This means that when you push on a wall, the wall pushes back on you with a force equal in strength to the force you exerted.
Okay, so that is what we call the law of interaction. Take note of that. Okay? Equal in the sense that equal in the amount of force, but acting in an opposite direction. Okay, so for every action, there is an equal, we're talking about the force, the amount of force, but opposite reaction. We're talking about the direction. Okay, here. So here are the applications of the Newton's third law of motion. The law of interaction, or yung tinatawag nating action-reaction. Okay. So, are you familiar with that? A balloon. Okay. When you release the balloon, okay, what's the direction of the air? Ano yung direction ng air? Yes, Cecil? Yes, Cecil? Nag-raise hand si Cecil kanina.
Ma'am, pababa.
Okay, yan. So, the movement of the air coming out to the balloon is downward. While, what's the movement of the balloon? Okay?
Ma'am, upward.
Okay, upward naman siya. So, if you look on the direction of the air and the balloon, they are going in an opposite direction. But, take note of the force, equal. So, kung yung air exerted 20 Newton, the balloon exerts also 20 Newton. Okay? So, that's law of interaction. Yan yung application niya. Application number 1. Okay, number 2. Ayan, yung ating space shuttle rocket. Okay, kapag siya ay pinalipad na. So, space shuttle's rocket boosters propel the orbiter into space by exerting an equal and opposite force to exhaust gases. So, what's the direction of these exhaust gases? Okay? Ano yung movement niya? Yes, Nicole?
Ma'am, pababa po.
pababa. Anong movement ng rocket? Okay? Tignan natin. Yes. Si Lolo. Faith. Yes, Faith. Faith Guillermo.
Ma'am, pataas po yung rocket.
Okay, pataas yung rocket. So, the same force ang exert niya, then the movement is opposite. Another example is, okay, na-try nyo na ba na sumakay ng boat, ng bangka? Ayan. Na-try nyo na ba?
Ma'am, yes,
Yes
po.
po.
Oh, yes, yung iba. Yung iba siguro nakapanood lang, right? Okay. What is the direction of the, anong tawag ba dun sa ganun niya? Hindi ko, nakalimutan ko tuloy. Ano yung motion ng inyong paddle? Okay, para ma-move nyo yung bangka nyo.
Ma'am, patras.
Patras. Very good. Pero ano ang movement ng bangka ninyo? Kapag pinadel nyo palikod. Ito. What's the movement of your bangka? Of your boat? Okay. Other hand. So, ang dami na nagpa. 1, 2, 3. John Simon.
Ma'am, forward.
Forward. Okay. Very good. So, if you move the, anong tawag ba doon? Paddle, palikod, yung bangka natin, it will move forward. Okay, so they are in an opposite direction. So pag malakas yung pag-move natin palikod sa sagwan natin, ano yung movement ng ating bangka? Mas mabilis ba o mas mabagal? Okay, Charis?
Mas mabilis po kapag pumalakas.
Okay. So, mas mabilis kapag mas malakas, mas mabagal kapag mas mahina. So, the equal force but in an opposite direction. Okay. Another one, in your everyday life, how do law of interaction, how will you apply law of interaction in your everyday life? Paano kaya? Ano yung application niya sa araw-araw nating buhay? Sa paglalakad ninyo, what's the movement of your feet? Or yung feet natin? Paano nyo yung minumove yun para makapaglakad kayo? Pa-forward ba yung pag-push nyo? O pa-backward? Yung paa nyo? Imagine nyo nga, tumayo nga muna kayo dyan sa inuupuan ninyo. Try nyo nga maglakad and you observe yung movement ng paa ninyo sa movement ng body ninyo. Okay? Talagang naglakad siguro sila. Tahimik sila eh. Okay? Ready na? Balik na sa upuan. What's the movement ng paa ninyo compared to the movement of your body? Simon. Okay, yes, Simon. John, Simon.
Ma'am, backward, ma'am.
Backward yung paa. Pero ano yung movement ng katawan mo?
Ma'am, forward. Pa-forward, ma'am.
Ayan. Pa-forward. Very good. Ayan. So that's the application of the law of interaction habang kayo ay naglalakad. Okay. Other examples. Sinong makapagbibigay pa sa akin ng example or application ng law of interaction sa buhay natin? Ay, nag-iisip. Yes, Matt. Joseph.
Ma'am, taking out ketchup from a bottle.
Okay. So, paano yon? Paano na-apply ang third law of motion doon?
Ma'am, pababa po yung ketchup tapos po yung air pataas.
Okay, sige, very good. Another one. Okay, last one. Who wants to give another example? Sige, mag-isip tayo. Ano kaya application ng third law sa buhay natin? Hmm? Okay, si Math nagbigay na. How about the others? Okay. Doon sa pag-roll ng gulong. Pag-roll ng gulong. Kahit anong gulong yan. Okay. So, anong movement ng gulong? At compare doon sa movement ng floor sa inyo. Ay, yung floor. Tama ba ako? O kayo na nga magbigay ng other example. Okay? Ang dami na. O, Nicole? Go, Nicole.
Ma'am, aircon po.
Yes? Bakit ano? How do the third law of motion applies sa paggamit natin ng aircon?
Ma'am, yung lamig po nasa loob po, tapos yung heat niya po lumalabas sa opposite direction.
Oh, so opposite direction. O, pwede rin. Okay. Yan, pwede rin. Sa buhay, yes, John Simon, may dadagdag pa.
Ma'am, pag sumakay ka ma'am ng kotse, ma'am, yung gulong po, pabaliktad po yung gulong niya. Pero po yung kotse po, forward po yung panyagalaw niya po.
Okay, yeah, very good. Diba? Sabi ko nga kanina sa inyo yan. So, yung gulong natin, kung papansinin natin, parang pa-move backward daw siya. Pero yung movement ng kotse, pa-forward yung body. Pa-forward. Very good. Okay, now, in our real life situation, or sa kung i-apply natin yun sa sarili nating buhay. Okay. How will this law of interaction will be applied in our life? So, pag gumawa tayo ng mabuti, di ba? Ano yung babalik sa atin? Sabi niya nga daw, in every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Sa lahat ng action na ginagawa natin, there will be an equal and opposite reaction. How will this concept will be applied in our real life situation, sa buhay natin? Yes? Krisha? Kristiyana ba yun? O Krisha? Okay? Yes, Kristiyana Charias. Go.
Ma'am, yung future po natin is sa forward po, tapos yung kapag pass naman po is sa backward, parang sa back po.
Okay. Very good. So, whatever happens or whatever you do to the past, wag mo na yung isipin. But instead, it will be an inspiration for you to move forward. Right? Okay, yun. Yung pass down natin. Tapos forward. Okay. Very good. How about the others? How about the others? Paano natin yan i-apply sa buhay natin? Nahiya sila. Sige, nag-iisip pa sila. So, if you have your answer, you may send it to me through PM via Messenger. Okay, so let's look on the difference between action and reaction forces na. Minsan kasi, parang ay parehas sila. Ano kaya yung pagkakaparehas or pagkakaiba nila sa balance force? So, we have here the difference between action-reaction forces and balance forces. Take note of that. Okay, balance forces and law of interaction, two forces are equal in size. So, parehas sila dyan. Dapat equal ang size. But, Okay, another one na similar sila. Okay, two forces are opposite to each other in terms of directions. Tama. Okay, now, take note of their difference. Two forces have the same line of action. Yan, same line of action. Dapat ang action and reaction natin. Then, in balance forces, the forces act along the same line. Okay? The other one, action acts on one object, while reaction acts on another object. So, in the law of interaction, there will be two different objects. Okay, two different objects, while in balance force, the two forces act upon the same object. So, there will be only one object involved. Oh, yeah, may nag-send na agad ng kanilang real-life situation application regarding the third law of motion. But going back to the difference between action-reaction forces and unbalanced forces, okay, again, their similarities, they are equal in size, okay, and two forces are opposite to each other in terms of direction. Their difference is, in law of interaction, okay, forces have the same line of action. While the balance forces act along the same line. Okay? Law of interaction, action acts on an object, while reaction, okay, acts on another object. So there will be two object involved. Yung gumawa ng action at saka yung nag-react. Diba? Dun sa balloon, ang action ni air as it goes out, move downward to the balloon. Tapos yung balloon, yung reaction niya naman, okay, move upward. Yan. So yung object for the action, another object for the reaction. Okay, while in balance force, two forces act upon the same object. Example, pag naglalaro tayo ng tug of war, yung dalawang team ba, tag-isa ba sila ng ang tawag doon, ng tali na hinihila? Di ba hindi? Iisang tali lang yon na naghihilaan sila kung iisang tali lang yung ginagamit nila sa paglalaro ng tug of war. If the two teams have the same forces, anong tawag doon, yung tali, hindi yun gagalaw. Ayan. So, the two forces act upon the same object. Okay, so take note of that. The difference and similarities of action and reaction forces and balance forces. Okay, so that's all for today. I hope that you learned something today, guys. Thank you for listening and participating. If you have some queries, don't be shy to message me privately sa ating messenger. So, before we will end this, who has questions? Pwede na kayong magtanong kung may mga hindi kayo naintindihan sa lesson natin. May tanong ba?
Wala na po.
Okay, so silence means yes. Yung mga iba kasi, yes, Cecil. Yan, nag-con siya. Raise ng hand siya. Yes, Cecil?
Ma'am, hindi po siya full sa lesson, pero po yung retrieval po ng modules namin.
Ay, okay. So, yung retrieval natin, mga anak, ay let's wait for further announcement kasi ang school natin ay nako-close until Friday. So, pati kami na teachers ay hinihintay namin yung go signal ng ating principal kung matutuloy or hindi ba matutuloy ang retrieval ng inyong last sa Friday. Ayan. So, marami kasing nagkakasakit sa mga teachers natin kaya sinanitize muna yung school natin, dinisinfect nila kahapon at naka-work from home muna lahat ng mga teachers until Friday. So don't worry. I will give you updates before Friday. Okay? Next question. Yes, Julian, Dave.
Ma'am, pwede po ako magtanong, ma'am.
Yes, Julian, go ahead.
Ah, ba't po bilog yung lemon square?
Anak, out of ano, bakit daw bilog yung lemon square? Ayun nga anak, ewan ko. Tanungin to natin sa sa manufacturer. Ano? Okay, yes, FB Car, Gomez.
Ma'am, paano nakapasok ng sasakyan sa mall?
Ha, paano nakapasok yung sasakyan sa mall? Siguro dumaan siya dun sa sa entrance. Okay, so another question, Cecil, pampagood vibes yung iba dyan. Okay, Julian, Dave again.
Di ba po dapat, ma'am, water truck po yung yung fire truck? Kasi po, tubig po yung laman, hindi po apoy.
Oo nga, tubig yung laman, hindi apoy. Kaya dapat palitan natin yun ng water truck.
Opo.
Ano? Oo. Tapos hindi dapat, hindi dapat,
Tubig, water po.
dapat fire ang dala nila kasi fire truck hindi tubig. Okay, so, any question? Okay, yes, Edvi Carl Gomez, humahabol.
Ma'am, yung isda nalulunod din ba?
Nalulunod. Depende, anak. Kung sobra sa pagmamahal yung may-ari, malulunod siya sa pagmamahal niya. Okay. Okay, so any other questions? Pampa-good vibes lang mga sinabi nila Julian and Edvi. Ayan, may nag-comment tuloy. Okay, so that's all for today, guys. I'm happy na naka-attend kayo sa klase natin ngayon. So sa mga hindi naka-attend, I will send the soft copy of our topic today, likewise the screenshot and the recorded video of our topic. So that's all. Good day. God bless and keep safe, everyone. Yes, Edvi. Syla. Go, Syla.
Ma'am, may mga na-screenshot po ako na dun po sa PowerPoint, isi-send na lang po sa GC.
Yes, anak. Sa GC na lang para minsanan. Doon ko na lang lahat kukunin. Okay, thank you, Syla. Thank you so much. Okay, again, God bless everyone. Doble ingat kayo mga anak. Mahirap ngayon magkasakit. And please include sa prayers natin yung mga kaibigan, kaklase natin, kapamilya, relatives na nagkakasakit ngayon. Okay, that's all. God bless. Bye!
Bye, ma'am. Stay safe po.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you po. Stay safe po.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you po.
Yeah.